Welcome back, Whitby. You know what time it is. It is our weekly Whitby wrap up where we go over all things Whitby real estate. This week we're looking at May 8th to the 14th. Best weather week of the year by far, I think we can all agree. I hope you got to enjoy that a little bit. In terms of the stats, stick with me on the other side of this intro and let's see what happened in Whitby real estate. Hey everybody, it's Rob Marsiglio back here with another weekly Whitby wrap up. We are looking again at May 8th to the 14th. As always, we'll start with our freehold properties, touching our condos, see what that showing and offer activity looked like in May so far compared to the last few months, and hope to provide you some value with this video. Let's get right into our numbers. As always, we're going to start with our detached home segment. So you can see for the May 8th to the 14th inclusive, we had 63 new listings, 34 sales reported for our new low and median price of 1.08 million roughly. The median days on market was still 6, so the ones that are selling were selling quickly. Active listings, there are 163 at the time of recording for 1.2-ish months of inventory. So you can see the months of inventory started creeping up late April, early May, and it's come back down. That could be for any number of reasons. What affects months of inventory? So first of all, it's active inventory. So, new listings are going to affect that. Suspendeds and terminated will affect that. If they're being taken off the market, it shrinks that listing pool. So that's going to put downwards pressure on the months of inventory. If sales increase, that will also put some downward pressure on the months of inventory. So these are the things we're kind of looking at. Just because the months of inventory is going down doesn't mean prices will go up. Usually that's an indicator of a seller or a buyer's market, but in this case, it really just looks like, to me, not as many listings coming up. Maybe the price point's not there, so sellers who kind of are maybe sellers, not have to be sellers, are pulling those properties off, and that's kind of where we're at with this month's inventory number. As for the suspendeds and terminateds, you can see we're also down to 31 compared to 34 the last couple weeks, but still hovering above that 30 number for suspendeds and terminateds on the detached side. Into our townhomes, we had 23 new listings this past week, 7 sales, so both up from the week prior. That price point still creeping down, the median price point below 900,000 now for the first time this year. 7 days on market for the listings. That's how quickly they were selling. We have 54 active listings. And again, you can see active listings went down, but months of inventory went up because in the last 30 days, I guess the total number of sales was actually down a little bit. So again, months of inventory, that's a trend that we are seeing. We saw the slight dip, but I think we'll start to see that increase more in the townhomes. Usually, those are the markets that will experience the corrections first. It'll kind of be townhomes up to the detached market. So that's what we're going to be seeing. And again, tied last week with 13 suspended and terminated listings. Semis, 3 new listings, no sales to report last week on the semi-detached side, 8 active listings, and that's 1.6 months of inventory. You can see the big swing. So again, with the semis, I like to give you the data week to week just to see what's going on, but you almost have to pull back quarterly for there to be enough of a sample size to know what's going on. Monthly at the very least, you can see this kind of big swing in months of inventory that we've had from, creeping up to a massive swing because we had a few sales and terminations. So less than a month of inventory, and now we're already up to our kind of 5-week high that we've seen so far. If we're going to look at the entire freehold market in total here, so 91 new listings last week. You'd have to go back to the week of April 10th to the 16th, kind of around Easter, to see a lower number than that. Sales ticked upwards from last week, but that median price point across all home types dipped below $1 million in Whitby. Median, not the average, but you guys know I like to lop off that luxury market at the bottom just to kind of get the middle point of where it's moving. Days on market for listings, again, very quickly for ones that are selling, those 6 days, 233 active listings and 1.29 months of inventory. So that did not change at all from a week prior. We had 45 listings that were suspended and terminated and 31 sales above the asking price with 10 sales below the asking price. How about our condos now? So condo townhomes, 5 new listings, 1 sale. It went for 650 and it was on the market for 9 days. It's still sold for 13% above asking, and we have 9 active condo townhomes in all of Whitby right now. On the apartment side, there were 5 new listings, 3 sales, so a bit bigger sample size. 735 was the median sale price, 5 days on market. Again, pretty similar to the townhomes, 13% above asking was the average for the sale price. And we have, again, same as the townhomes, 9 active condo apartment listings available for sale. Lumping that all together, 11 new listings, 4 sales for a median price just under 700,000, median days on market of 5, and you guessed it, 13% over asking is what condos we're going for in Whitby. Nothing really jumping out as surprising from anything we've gone through so far. I do think maybe we expect a bit of a flurry. It's an interesting time right now because we have the long weekend coming up. I hope everybody enjoys it. We also have a rate announcement coming up, and I think those two things are kind of counteracting each other. Usually you'd wait until after a long weekend to list. You know, sometimes you can do it before. There may be serious buyers out there looking, but usually you'd wait till after a long weekend. What I thought would some sellers would be kind of pushing to get listings out ahead of June 1st though, because that is the next Bank of Canada rate announcement. So I'm expecting that the week following, so maybe not this week that we're in currently, but the week following the long weekend, there'd be a flurry of listing activities. Hold me to it. We can come back and check this clip out to see if I was right, but you know, expect maybe a bit of a spike in listings, sellers trying to get onto the market before rates go up and affect buyer psyche even more. Not just buyer psyche, just buyers' pockets. Like these rate effects have taken effect a lot quicker, I think, than the Bank of Canada anticipated. And we're going to start seeing those prices continue to come down for the next little bit. To wrap up is my favorite little piece of value to bring you, and it's just a eye on the temperature of the market, the pace of the market in terms of showings and offers per new listing. And again, this is dipping into our broker-based stats. So let's take a look at what that is doing. So far in May 2022, we're at 14.1 showings per new listing. So last week that was at 14.2, bit of a dip again in activity over the last week. And offers even more of a market decline. It was at 0.95 offers per new listing in our last update, and it's creeped down to 0.89. So again, that's down from last month, 13.5%. And then this is another number, halfway through the month, we are at 97 expired, suspended, or terminated listings. So on track to outpace what happened in April of 2022. So that's it for our update this week. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about the market down in the comments below. Are you surprised? You know, is there a listing across the street that maybe a couple months ago it would have been a revolving door of people in and out? Have you been out to open houses lately? What has activity looked like? I'd love to know in the comments below what you are seeing out there. If you've gotten value out of this video or out of the channel so far, please consider subscribing, like this video, maybe share it with a friend who could get some benefit out of these updates and the other things that I'm posting on the channel. I appreciate you tuning in as always, and until next time, cheers.